Good morning. First of all, thank you very much, Mr. Vasilis, for the invitation. It's an honor to be presenting here in front of you on behalf of HP. So I am the install base manager at HP. I'm responsible for the accounts and the ink business for what we call now the PageWide industrial business. And it was previously known as the large format industrial business. So first question, how many of you have been to Barcelona already? Okay. How many of you have been to HP Barcelona? Okay, great. So I have a video presenting you what we are doing in the printing world at HP Barcelona. So about HP, I wanted to explain you a little bit where we are inside of HP. HP is divided into three. You have the personal systems, which are computers, and then 3D printing, which we just started. And where I am is inside this category, specifically in the graphic solution business. So why am I here today? I am here to explain you what HP is doing in the world of corrugated and specifically in the world of digital printing. The world of corrugated is a huge, huge world. The way we categorize it in HP is through these 5 areas. So you have the labels, flexible packaging, folding cartons, and all those belong to one of our divisions called HP Indigo for the ones that know it. And then I am in here in the world of corrugated. So it's this entire world of displays, boxes, and all types of boxes, freestanding displays, POPs, etc. So I'm going to try today to talk to you about this area of HP. And please feel free to come and see me after the presentation because it's a huge, huge world, huge opportunity, but I don't have time to explain to you everything today on the presentation, but the main points will be here. So we are experiencing today a packaging revolution and a digital revolution. So the question of the presentation is, can you afford not to be part of the packaging revolution that is happening today? What is going on today in the world of packaging and in the world of printing? We have the number of jobs you're getting per day is increasing tremendously, and your customers are asking you to decrease the run length. You have also a lot of complexity, and you have less time to turn around the job. So those are all the challenges you are probably facing today. And you know that the cost per page in the analog printing is decreasing as the run length is increasing, right? But in the world of digital, it's different. The cost per page stays more or less the same depending on the run length. So what is our value proposition? Why is HP into the digital printing for corrugated? First of all, we are optimizing printing costs. We're optimizing printing costs. What does that mean? With digital printing, you're eliminating the whole process of making plates, you're reducing your time to set up, and all those other costs which traditional printing incurs. Second thing, we are disrupting the operational cost. What does that mean? When a customer comes to you and asks you for a shorter run, you're able to produce that product thanks to our machines. You're also reducing the amount of inventory you have in your premises. And you're also reducing all the costs that analog printing actually involves, which are the cylinders, the plates, etc. And you're able, thanks to all of this, you're able to reduce your setup time and equipment downtime. Our third component of our value proposition is that we're able to help you acquire new customers. So those new customers that want marketing and promotional campaigns right away, these customers you can now welcome and serve with our products. And now, how does HP support your business once you've acquired or when you will be acquiring one of our machines? The first step we will be working with you is selecting the right solution. So what are the products we, HP, can offer you? We have divided them into two. We have the pre-press and what we call pre-print printers, and those are our HP PageWide technology. Those are our T-series, and this machine, which we're just introducing this year, the C500. And then we have the post-print area of our business, which are our flatbed machines, which you've probably heard about, but I'll be presenting the products at the show, so please come and ask me the questions. I'm not going to get into the details of the technology, but what you need to know is these three printers are water-based. Those are water-based ink, and this is a solvent ink. I wanted to give you also an idea of who has those machines. So we have more than 200 HDR presses installed across EMEA, Europe, Middle East, and Africa. We sold these machines over 27 countries, and we're the Thank you. And we are the category leader in these machines with over 50% market share worldwide and 75% in EMEA.
With one mark. From packaged goods to publishing, from graphics and photos to direct mail and marketing collateral, from your brand and your products to all the people they touch everywhere, every day. Link technology from HP. Find out what you can do with it at linkcreationstudio.com.
And again, if some of you are interested in the technology, I can explain you more in detail how it works. So the last point of how we support your business is, for me, the most important one, is how we generate demand for digital print with brands. How are you going to engage your customers to ask you for digitally printed products? So I've put here 3 examples. Probably the most famous one is the Coca-Cola campaign with the names, which was printed on our Indigo. And then there is this story of a brewery in South Africa, also who was printing on the etiquette the names of different elephants throughout South Africa, and customers were actually going to find their names on the product. There's also the Oreo campaign, which featured around 85 million people who actually wanted to have their story written on the Oreo box. And all these 3 examples, as you can see, have driven sales of the product up. The other example here is the sneakers campaign around the world, where we had customers taking pictures of their faces when they were hungry, and we had the print service provider putting the picture of them here, and they could find their picture in the supermarket next door. This is another example of TV screens. So here we had TV screens which were not being sold. They had problems in sales. So what they did is they repackaged them, and they were able to change the packaging every second week. And this is something you cannot do with analog print. And the sales eventually went up. The other example here is on geographic segmentation. So you're in a country, a big country, probably what works in Athens doesn't work in Thessaloniki. But if you have a digital printer, you're able to adapt the different products for different regions in the same country. The other example I have here is how to make it personal. So this is again a brewery example where people could print their picture on the bottle they are wishing to offer. And this again drove sales up, if I remember well, about 15%. The other example I'd like to put here is that some of you are probably wondering that digital quality doesn't equal the quality of offset printing. But as you can see, we have here some very top-notch brands which are actually using our technology, and it's still sellable. Again, another example of a football team, and this is a POP, which the customer was able to adapt. Every week there was a different winner, and every week they were changing the picture of the team, and they were able to send this to the supermarket. Again, the Coca-Cola campaign, which we did also with HP, here, different things. You see every bottle is different. Every name is different, every message is different, and this you can only do with digital. One thing that is very specific to HP is what we call the HP mosaic. What is HP mosaic? Is if you get into the design, you're able to zoom in and get different patterns. And you're able to print. Every print is going to be different depending on the area you choose. That's why we call it the mosaic. Before I launch the video, this is an example of a chocolate bar in Israel which drove sales up 25% because every chocolate box had a different design on it. And the kids were looking for different designs in order to do origami, and they were actually producing the little cow we have on the chocolate. So they were buying more and more chocolate to get all of the design.
שוקולד בר במיליון עיצובים. חפשו אותנו בגוגל ותתחילו לקבל את הברה שלכם.
Couple more examples. Again, this is HP Mosaic, which we worked with a brewery. You know, that was the traditional package, all white, a little bit unimaginative, and what they did is all those different patterns. And the last example I have here is Amazon boxes and all this huge trend of the minions. We had kids that were collecting those Amazon boxes because it had their name on it and because it had a different minion on each and every box. Again, the sales went up. So the last example I want to tell you here is probably more touching example. If you all remember the earthquake that touched Italy a couple of years ago, and a lot of people died, and what HP did, but this is with our other printer, the T-Series, we printed, customers were sending messages to the families of the victims, and the message was written on every box of Apple. And we had kids who were touched by this earthquake who came into the supermarket, and they were literally crying because they read the messages that the people were sending them in order to support them throughout this natural catastrophe. And here another hair example. We had a customer in the UK that was receiving a lot of short runs, and he was not able to respond to the market. He also thought that the quality was not good and he couldn't do it with our printers. And at the end, this method, what we can say here is that it won the World Start Winner of 2017 for innovation, productivity, and fast time response to market. So to conclude, I've showed you here what HP is doing in the world of digital, and I've showed you examples. And what the message I want to convey is that the digital packaging, it's not going to happen. It's something that is happening right now. And the question is, can you afford it? This is what you are probably asking yourself. But the second question I want to ask you is, can you afford not to? Because when it's too late, right? So thank you very much for your attention. And I will be right here if you have any other questions. Thank you.